Okay, says we're live. I'm trying a different mic setup. I've got the mic set up on the upper camera, so it might be a little weak when I'm down here working. Oh. I've got the hot end heating up. I'm going to take off the 0.8 nozzle and we're going to put on a 0.4 nozzle, or not the 0.4, 0.6 nozzle. 0.8 works, but I found that I had to slow the print speed down in order to get like the infill. It was not very happy. Oh, whoops. Let's extrude some filament first. It was not very happy. With the 28 millimeter nozzle at 50 millimeters a second. So it works, but it's pushing out such a large amount of plastic that making those rapid moves, it was just wanting to drag the filament around. It wasn't sticking down. So you have to slow it down to make it stick. So, so we're going to try a little bit smaller nozzle. That's halfway between. That's the whole idea of the fun pack, is figure out what the different things are good for. And at least now I've got a profile tuned for the 0.8. Okay. There. Try to do this quickly. Yesterday, I changed the nozzle. I didn't really re-level the bed because I figured it was pretty close. It's a little out. So I should probably redo that. There we go. And I should probably do it. Whew, that's warm. Only do it the way you're supposed to do it, which is, we'll check it with some 1, 2, 3 blocks. So let me pull this forward. And we need to check from here to there, or from these 2 rails to the X carriage. Let's go motion, move axis, move Z, 10 millimeters. That in the middle. Where's my height gauge? Just my glue stick. 15, 16, 40, 30, 30. Let's go by 1 millimeter. The glue stick just barely goes there. It does not go under this side. That's what I was thinking, is that the X is not square, so it's high on this side towards the camera. Cool down. Off that fan. All right, so how are we going to square up those two Z's? That's the biggest problem with this. So that gets out of kilter like every time you shut it off. Let's see if that's better. I know this is kind of hokey, but okay, that's good and square. Now let's go to manual bed leveling. A sheet of paper. What's in there? Move my camera. So we're going to be bashing into things here. Crank these guys down. Okay, next point. Yeah. That's completely loose. Must be held down by that one. Just there. Okay, so now I got one of those big wheels that cinch this down too much. And it's stuck. There we go. See, and that's the thing. This is all the way up, and it's not touching. Okay. Sorry, snuffles. I'm not going to even check the middle. That's completely loose. Okay, let's see if this is still level, which it's not. And the instructions are to just crank this one until the thing is level. But it's not staying level. Okay. Move Z. Let's move it by 0.1. Down 0.1. And it's still high on that side. Yeah, okay. This is frustrating me. It's these stupid things. The racing stripes are friggin' in the way. Because they stick up above the channel, the aluminum extrusions. And so you can't get a good reading on it. All right. Let's try that again. Now I can make sure that my glue stick is sitting flat on. Okay, we're going to move it up one. That's really close. Well, that's a 0.1 higher. Okay, let's go to repair manual bed level. Okay. It's right there. Yeah, and that's the thing, is that those two motors are not staying locked where I had them. They're not staying synchronized because this side's, if I undo that wheel all the way, that's not even close to being level. Either that or this bed is so unlevel, which could be. Okay. So now I did the back one, and this one's way out of whack. I don't know how in one go round it can go from being that far out to okay. Well, we'll just make a few more loops around here. Dang, we're getting there. All right, one more. That's way too tight. That's too loose. That's completely loose. That's hitting way hard in the middle. And way hard over there. All right. So that means Z ZN stop has to come up. Just a smidge, which is another horrible design choice. Yeah, try doing this with any sort of exactness. Let's try that again. Smashes hard in the middle. Well, at least that's encouraging. Okay. Oh, I see what's happening. I don't know why it's happening. Okay. This carriage is binding up somehow. But I don't see what it could be binding up on. I mean, there's no filament. So if you watch, aha, that's what it's binding up on. No wonder I can't get the bed to level. Stupid clips. All right. There we go. Uh, let's try that again. Sheesh. Make sure that that's not binding there. It's definitely not binding there. Okay. And anybody wonders why I hate stupid clips to hold the bed on, now you know why. This is a retarded way to do things. All right, we're leveling now. Not binding up on stuff. At least I don't think so. We'll just keep going round and round. Okay. Good. Yay. Finally. Okay. So we're ready. Let's load the filament back up. Prepare. Preheat PLA. Preheat PLA. And I've got my little filament detector. You can hang on to my filament for me. Let's go. And move axis. Move Z. Okay. Let's see. Nozzle's up to 131. Not warm enough yet, but we'll get it started in here. Something coming out of there. Yep. Okay. We slice something for a 0.6 nozzle. I think we'll do a standard size benchy 0.6 nozzle, 0.3 millimeter layer. How's that sound? And who we got? Integer. 0.6 nozzle, leveling the bed. Yeah. Double-sided Kapton tape. I didn't know they made such a thing. I want to come up with a better bed solution, but right now we'll go with this. Okay, let's go back here to this. Let me go to my printer, extruder. Make that a 0.6. Save this as ADIMLab Gantry 600. Okay. Print settings. First layer, 0.3, 0.3, 3 top, 3 bottom, 2 perimeters, that's fine. Let's save that as a 300. 300. And scale our object, 100. Okay. Arrange. Slice now. Export the G code. Nope, cancel. Cancel. Send to the printer. Because we got it hooked up with Octoprint. We'll go Benchy 600 underscore 300. No rhyme or reason to my naming conventions. 51 minutes. Okay. We're heated. 600, 300. Load that puppy. Hitting print. And let me get down there where it's going to be. Oh, so I can adjust. Baby steps or whatever we need to. Bed's heating. There. Throw down a smidge more glue stick. Because we've done a few prints in here. Oops, that looks like that's the last of that glue stick. Okie dokie. Okay, we got 2 more degrees to go. Nozzle. Yeah. It's looking okay. Give it a little more. We'll have to see how it comes out when we hit speed. There we go. Back up to 100%. That looks much better. Yep. We'll leave that there. Okay. One thing I forgot to do was take out the offset. So the first two layers ended up being smooshed. So that could cause us a little bit of problem. Yeah, I hear it dragging. And see how opening up that part cooling duct, I think it worked much better. Opened up. And I probably bumped all the speeds because I copied this from the fat one. Huh. Okay, let me make some changes. I'm going to re-slice this thing. Yeah. Okay. Let's go print settings. Let's go to printer. Yep. 0. Save that. that. Okay, print settings. Okay, we'll save that. This, go back to the plater, slice it in here, cancel that, control, make sure that's on. Okay, back here, send it to the printer. 600, 300. Okay. Try that again. All right. Now, I don't know if it saves the baby stepping or not. But without that crazy offset in there, it shouldn't need extra help. I hope. Yeah, there we go. That's looking beautiful. Oh, I forgot to look at what time it is to print it now. Still says 50 minutes. So we're doing, let's see, 20 millimeters for the first layer. Speaking of which, first layer. We'll stop the fan. Because I haven't reflashed the firmware yet. I wanted to make sure everything's working. Well, that's not so good. Okay. Cancel again. Cancel. Yep. Control. Z10. Up. Temperature. PLA. PLA. All right. All right. Print. So my baby stepping, I must have saved the baby stepping from last time, and it's a little high. So another degree will be going here. Okay. Sorry, I just wanted to see if that fan shroud was loose. A little messed up. But it'll be all right. It'll still stick. It's just not the perfect first layer. Oh, and you guys probably aren't hearing me very well because I've got the mic up on the shelf. Sorry about that if I'm mumbling. So probably have to get up about 20 layers or so before we start seeing whether that's going to curl. I think that's where the steepest overhang of the bow is. This is where this infill starts, the top layers. It's looking real good so far. The front of the bow is not curling up. It's a 10% infill, gyroid. Well, I'd say that these files are good enough to post up to Thingiverse. So if somebody else wants to do a Bondtech mod, they at least have a starting point. Oh, the starting of the bait box, or the fish locker, whatever you want to call it. Well, it looks pretty consistent. I don't see the warping that we were getting with the 0.4 millimeter nozzle. That was my first. This was my first Benchy. And he's not bad looking, but not great looking. Back's kind of messed up. Bow's kind of messed up. Hadn't gotten the bed level and a few other things. So. Well, with 10% infill, it's even some globs that stick up when it tries to do the top layers. And it does that bridge across that 10% infill. So might need to bump that up just a hair. That's all right. Oh, that's rough. Good thing there's a little bit of compliance in the mount, which does lead to some inaccuracies in the print, but it's better than breaking stuff. Okay, gonna make it past that big lump in the middle. And it made it past that lump. Right. So I don't know. Do we consider it high praise if we say the print is not terrible? Okay, it's a rolling. Oh, and of course, that lump looks like it's going to be right in the middle of the floor in the cabin.
Are you on camera? Should I talk to you?
Yeah, we're on camera. Yeah. Hey, Rover. Okie dokie. I'm back. I got the cooling fan duct. I trimmed it out a little bit, widened it, so I'll modify it on the model. Oh, so it's got a wider opening. But yeah, it seems to be working. Now I need to add the frame stiffeners. Because having a roll of PLA up at the top of this thing does make it a little wobbly and does affect the print. Mm. And I also need to add some cable ties and some other things to neaten up that wiring a little bit. Thinking about making a little bracket, because there's some screws that hold that light strip up there. Thinking about replacing some of that with a little clip or a cable guide for the hot end wires, the thermistor and the heater wires. I think it's looking pretty nice. So that's yeah, it's a little uneven and a little bit stringy. Yeah, I mean, it's not warpy, the bow part, just some small inaccuracies, a little bit of ringing around the edges. Or just a little strange, so maybe this, I didn't do a PID tune. Forgot to do that. That could have a effect, I would imagine. But it's holding temperature, so it's printing at 210. So I'm only doing a 0.8 millimeter retract, so I might have to up that up a little bit more for this. Okay. Schooner water is warm. little shinier at the little teeny triangle up in the bow. And the upright posts on the back of the cabin are shiny. I don't know if that's because of print layer slowdown, not enough cooling. Not exactly sure why that is. Looks like it's kind of starting to curve in on the door, maybe a little bit. Seems to have slowed down a lot. No, the back windows. Okay. What benchy number? Oh, I have no idea what benchy number it is. I still am not up to Chris Riley benchy numbers, I don't think. A lot of them I gave away. My dad has a friend who's a school teacher. She teaches grade school. So those kids in that classroom get a bunch of little boats to play with, and geckos and robots and Batman. I don't know what else I've given it. Dragons. All sorts of things. On this machine, or today during this testing session, this is like benchy number 4. So I did a double sized one with the 0.8 nozzle. I started this one 3 times before I let it go. Trying to get, because we've re-leveled the bed, tried to get the nozzle height set correctly, adjusted the ZN stop. And then tried to figure out what baby stepping number to use. I wish that this thing would save, well, it probably will save it. I just got to fiddle around with it. But I wish that it would save that height, that baby step height, somewhere in the firmware so I didn't have to fiddle with it every time. Till the next time I mess with the bed or change the nozzle or something like that. That would be nice. We're just about done with the bow. Just working on the cabin. Yeah, it's using Marlin 1.1.9 version 1.4, which is it came with 1.1.8, but there was a version of Marlin on the SD card that came with it. So that's like I printed one print with the version 1.8, but then flashed it and upgraded it to the 1.9. And I've been happy with it ever since. And right now it's running through Octoprint. I've got the Pi sitting over there on top of the control case. No, it's just a generic Marlin. What is it? MKS Gen 7, I think, board that it uses. I think that's what it is. I don't know. I haven't had the case open. If I get this working and it works right, what I want to do is there's some files up on Thingiverse where you print an enclosure and mount all the electronics underneath. Because right now there's a kind of a rat's nest back behind the printer. It's not very well cable managed. Yeah, I'm sure I can probably figure out how to get that offset permanent in there once I know how much it is. Right now I'm just playing with nozzle sizes and stuff and speed, so I'll get there. First thing I want to do to flash it, right now the part cooling fan is controlled by the case light G codes, so I want to reflash it and get those G codes sorted so it responds just like the Prusa's with the same G code commands for the fan. Eliminate the case light from the menu and set my offset because it's the bed. The middle of the bed's not the middle of the bed because it's messed up a little bit. But it does have EEPROM, so you can, most of the stuff you can change. You can change from the front panel as far as offsets and baby steps and all of that sort of stuff. But to update the menus, I gotta reflash it. Ooh, I think we're Like we're bridging across the back window there. Yep. So that means we should be, yeah, bridge across the front window right there. Sweet. And so far it's been playing real nice with Octoprint. I haven't had any issues of it crashing, freezing up, losing lines, losing its mind, going off, getting a burger, not bringing back a milkshake for me. Oh, that looked like a bridge for the back roof. That quick move. Sweet. Let's see what I can see. Oh, see what I can see down in there. Which may be nothing. I have to get down here on the floor. Oh my gosh. Oh, nope, it's not bridging for the roof back yet. Getting close though. There we go. Yeah, a little stringy inside the doorway. So we may still be over extruding a bit. I just punched in off the Bondtech site. They said use E-steps of 415. So that's what we're using. It's not horrible, but definitely need to check that. A little bit of curl where it's trying to build out the lip around the overhang on the top of the front of the caddy. Not bad though. So I may have to throw one of the torture cubes or something like this. Yeah. At the base of the smokestack. Oh. You get no credit for above. A stream deck. Yeah, well, my internet's not good enough for a stream deck. I have OBS set up out here. I have 2 cameras set up out here. I have a wireless headset set up out here. But most of the time I'm too lazy to go through all that and just not professional enough. So we're almost there. It's not looking half bad. Not looking all bad. Oh boy. So I got all of 3 people watching me now. Woohoo! I'm probably one of the 3 people. Smokestack. That's it. Here we go. We'll step out, probably about 6 more layers, 8 more layers, something like that. Hard to tell. These are fatter layers. These are point. Yeah, no spaghetti. Nah. The Bondtech's a really solid piece of equipment. I like it. There we go. All done. And, turn that one off. Well, shall we take a look at it other than the brim? So, I'll get down here where I can kind of see what you guys are seeing. So, a little bit of strain, but I mean, the smokestack's nice and round. There is some gaps at the start and stop. I aligned the seam so that you get one little line up the back. The front is a little, little uneven. Some of that's from the goobers. Like I said, we may be a little bit over extruding. Oh, now I grabbed it there. So a little rough on the back side, a little rough on the sides. Bit of a color change or surface finish change, but cooling duct wise, that front of the bow looks really nice. The back end looks pretty okay. There's a little bit of curling right there on that back side. Not too bad. Not great, but not too bad. The whole thing could be stiffer. So I'm wondering how much of those inaccuracies are because of having that spool up on the top waving around, could cause a lot of that. So there's a mod to print some braces that go from the bottom up to the outside of the top. So that'll be getting done. But bottom first layers, it's screwed up. So they're horrendous. Oh boy, a 0.3 millimeter brim is not going to. Oh my gosh. That's not going to just peel off. That's going to have to be cut off. Whew. Yeah. There it goes. Got most of it. But yeah, where it connects to the boat, that's, ooh, it's on there. Pull him off of there. Okay, well, 0.6 millimeter nozzle, 0.3 millimeter layer height, a little coarser, and a lot of inaccuracies in this printer, but that'll help. 0.6 millimeter nozzle will help make strong parts a lot faster for the 300 by 300 by 400 millimeter build height, build volume. So yeah, top layers are looking okay. Bridging, the windows are okay. A little bit of ringing, which I would expect. Little weird ripples and start stops on the backside, but it's a benchy. All right, let me shut the. We got to figure out. There's something in the G code that's not turning off the print bed at the end of the print. So I don't know what's going on with that, but I'll figure it out. All right. Thanks for stopping by. Thanks for watching, putting up with my craziness. We'll see you guys later.